Hi friends,
Hi.
Rajiv here and
Money. Yeah.
So we are going on to the third episode of Game of Thrones. We just yesterday we finished season 1 episode 2, and what you remember from this season? Means the episode.
Actually, I've got two, three things, two, three leads. That's what I feel like. The first thing is that the revelation which the Lannisters has tried to kill the boy,
Yeah.
and that there is some lead now. He is getting Lady Stark is getting some lead, and she strongly there is a reason for strongly doubt the Lannisters.
Okay. But actually they are assuming it. There is
Whatever
no
it
proof.
may be,
Yeah,
there is
she
no
got
proof.
some-
Still, she got
yeah,
some
she got some proof.
some proof. So in the coming episodes, that also should be more. That revelation should happen.
Okay.
The second thing is the character of Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion.
Tyrion Lannister, yeah, Tyrion Lannister. So this
He is
episode,
also going with Jon to the Night's Watch.
yeah, that shows he reveals himself to be more prudent, and his control over the Lannisters. Even he slaps the prince, and he is not questioned. So even though he leads a very means uncontrolled, what we can say, life, but this episode shows that this man has got a particular control over over him, not only over himself, over the entire family, like. And when he goes to the night's watch also, when Jon Snow asks why you are reading so much, he tells that he should be updated himself, he should know so many things. So that means he is as was told in the first episode, he is using his that dwarfness as a shield, and he amasses whatever knowledge is, and he wants to be a playmaker.
Okay.
That is what I feel. I don't know exactly what is that. So that is one we can assume. The other thing is that here our Stark was
So many
his
people
crush.
are like traveling.
Yeah.
Like, Ned Stark is going with the king.
Yes.
To King's Landing.
So many of travel is there.
Yeah,
So many people are on
And
travel.
the episode is also called King's Road.
Yes, and even the means Targaryens are on their
They are looking for a new place.
new place.
Kish-
One more thing I just wanted to tell is is the Starks the crush of Stark, Mr. Stark. What that's what I can tell. Because he has got a place for Jon Snow's mother Willie, the villa.
Okay.
He considers Willie as a part of his heart.
Okay.
So that also has been revealed. Even though he is a
Honorable man.
honorable man, even the king is telling he was on the verge of losing his honor.
Okay.
Yeah. So that also has been revealed in this episode. So what I what I will look for is the character of the king.
Okay.
I am looking forward for two characters in the next episode.
Okay.
So I just
king?
want to know more about the king,
Okay.
and how Jon Snow is coping up with his new
New place.
and new it's a new job actually.
Okay.
It's a new job, so that's what I am looking for.
Okay. So we will continue with episode 3, and this is called Lord Snow.
Lord Snow.
Lord Snow.
Okay.
Let's start that.
Thank the gods you're here, Stark. About time we had some stern northern leadership.
That one is actually the
to the
throne.
throne. A sturdy old thing. How many king's asses have polished it, I wonder? What's the line? The king shits and the hand wipes.
Very handsome armor. Not a scratch on it.
I know. People have been swinging at me for years, but they always seem to miss.
Chosen your opponents wisely, then.
I have a knack for it. Must be strange for you, coming into this room. I'm standing right here when it happened. It was very brave, your brother, and your father too. They didn't deserve to die like that. Nobody deserves to die like that.
But you just stood there and watched.
500 men just stood there and watched. All the great knights of the Seven Kingdoms. You think anyone said a word, lifted a finger? No, Lord Stark. 500 men, and this room was silent as a crypt. Except for the screams, of course. And the Mad King laughing. And later, when I watched the Mad King die, I remembered him laughing as your father burned. It felt like justice.
Is that what you tell yourself at night? You're a servant of justice. That you were avenging my father when you shoved your sword in Aerys Targaryen's back.
Tell me, if I stabbed the Mad King in the belly instead of the back, would you admire me more?
You served him well. When serving was safe.
So you agree? The Starks aren't enemies.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
Come here. Now, what do you want with this?
It's called Needle.
A blade with a name. And who were you hoping to skewer with Needle? Your sister? Do you know the first thing about sword fighting?
Sticking with the pointy end.
That's the essence of it. Look after one another. Sansa is your sister.
I don't hate her. Not really.
I don't want to frighten you, but I won't lie to you either. We've come to a dangerous place. We cannot fight a war amongst ourselves. All right?
I know a story about a crow.
I hate your stories.
I know a story about a boy who hated stories. I could tell you about Sir Duncan the Tall. Those were always your favourites.
Those weren't my favourites. My favourites were the scary ones.
There's only one dagger like this in all of the Seven Kingdoms. It's mine.
Yours?
At least it was, until the tournament on Prince Joffrey's last name day. I bet on Sir Jaime in the jousting, as any sane man would, when the Knight of the Flowers unseated him. I lost this dagger.
To whom?
Tyrion Lannister.
This is what I was hoping for in this episode. Jon Snow's.
Well, Lord Snow, it appears you're the least useless person here. Go clean yourselves up. There's only so much I can stomach in it.
One of several such establishments I own.
You're a funny man. Huh? A very funny man.
Ned!
Ah, the Starks. Quick tempers, slow minds. There's an improvement.
Threw you over the wall. I wonder how long it'd take you to hit.
I wonder if they'd find you before the wolves did it.
What you looking at, Halfman?
I'm looking at you. Yes. You've got an interesting face. Very distinctive faces. All of you.
And what do you care about our faces?
It's just, I think they would look marvellous decorating spikes in King's Landing. Perhaps I'll write to my sister, the Queen, about it.
We'll talk later, Lord Snow. Everybody knew what this place was, and no one told me. No one but you. My father knew, and he left me to rot at the wall all the same.
Gren's father left him too, outside a farmhouse when he was 3. Pip was caught stealing a wheel of cheese his little sister hadn't eaten in 3 days. He was given a choice, his right hand or the wall. I've been asking the Lord Commander about them. Fascinating stories.
They hate me because I'm better than they
It's
are.
a lucky thing none of them were trained by master-at-arms like your Sir Roderick. I don't imagine any of them have ever held a real sword before they came here.
How could you be so stupid?
Calm down.
He's a child. 10 years old. What were you thinking?
I was thinking of us. You're a bit late to start complaining about it now. What has the boy told them?
Nothing. He said nothing. He remembers nothing.
Then what are you raving about?
What if it comes back to him? He tells his father what he saw.
We'll say he was lying. We'll say he was dreaming. We'll say whatever we like. I think we can outfox a 10-year-old.
And my husband.
I'll go to war with him if I have to. They can write a ballad about us. The war for Cersei's cunt.
Let me go. Let me go.
That temper of yours is a dangerous thing.
My temper? Gods be good. You nearly killed poor little finger yesterday.
He still loves you.
Does he?
Off with you.
You walk.
So it's
Dead. Very dead. Come. Again, fast.
So we just finished episode 3 of season 1.
Yeah.
And, what do you think about the whole episode as a whole?
Yep. It's rather, as I've told in the last, towards the end of last episode also, I was looking forward for the same. How the king behave, how is Jon Snow going to cope up with this new thing. And he really proves himself to be good in the Night's Watch. And the interesting thing is what, from the first episode itself, Arya had shown her attitude towards the war games, or attitude.
She don't want to be a lady.
Like a lady, she want to fight, and she sounds like a little Stark.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dany Targaryen has
Dany is pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant also, but how we were seeing her in the last 2 episodes, she's totally different, and she has totally changed, and she's also in the mood to take the power. Now, with one scene itself, it looks she has overpowered his brother,
Yeah.
her brother rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in this is that there is a great means there is one clue which is coming up from Lannister,
Okay.
that he has killed his father also, Stark's father.
No. He didn't kill Stark's father. He's talking about the king before this Robert.
Okay, that's what they're referring to as Mad King.
Yeah. Mad King.
Okay.
So this Mad King is a Targaryen, and he was killed by Jaime Lannister.
Oh, Jaime Lannister has killed him, and even his brother was standing there at the time when the Mad King was killed.
Whose brother?
Stark's brother.
No. Actually, they were speaking like the Mad King killed both Stark's, Ned's father and brother.
Okay.
After that, not on the same day, this Jaime killed the king, Mad King.
Okay, at that time 500 people were watching there.
He's been called Kingslayer many times because he killed the king.
Okay.
So that is what we are seeing in the first conversation between Ned and Jaime. Then we are seeing like 3 new characters.
Yes.
In the table, in the committee.
In the committee. Yeah. And there was a view that the Starks has guarded the wall for years.
Yeah.
They were in the Night's Watch.
Not all of them. Some of them went to the Night's Watch. Like Uncle Benjamin.
Yeah, and there is a rather bewildering thing in the sense that even Lannister is asking whether you are on a search of so many thieves, and
Tyrion.
Tyrion is asking, are you in search of so many thieves and petty means criminals out there to bring to the Night Watch? And we feel that there is a shortage.
Yes. There is a shortage in the
Night's Watch, and they really need more people. And they also want to take the Night's Watch people across the wall to find the reality of the White Walkers. I think so. There is a reference towards the end.
I'm not sure. I didn't get that one from this one.
Yeah, there is a reference. That's what I feel.
Uncle Benjamin is going to the other side of the wall.
Yeah,
maybe to guard. I'm not sure if he's looking for wildlings or.
But in that case, he'll be breaking the oath, right?
No, he is allowed to go outside.
Oh,
means he also came to Winterfell when the Lannisters visited Winterfell.
Okay, so he is allowed to go.
Yeah. I think some people are allowed to go, maybe under command or something like that.
Maybe. That's what he was telling.
John also wanted to go with him to the other side, but he was not allowed.
He is not in the means.
He's not a ranger.
Ranger. He's not in the ranger. Okay. Rangers do go outside.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there is little conversation between this new person. He's called Littlefinger.
Yeah, Littlefinger. Yes.
Littlefinger, Kathleen, and Ned. There has been a conversation.
Yes.
So what do you get from that one, Littlefinger and Caitlin?
Okay, Stark himself tells he still loves you.
Yeah.
That's what feels like
So
he was.
Littlefinger loves this Lady Stark.
Lady Stark.
I think he actually wanted to marry Lady Stark, but somehow Ned Stark
married Lady Stark.
Yeah, and she is also not interested, I think, in this.
Yeah, she asks very sharply asks to the Stark, does he? When Stark tells that he still loves you, then she looks and asks,
yeah, that's true.
Does he?
And also there is a mention of that blade, which the assassin bringing to kill Bran.
Yes, and I think
What do you
Littlefinger
think about
is.
that? I mean, Tyrion told the assassin to kill the boy, or
It looks like, because he is telling that it has been lost to Tyrion.
yeah. But also Cersei is asking Jaime, why do you sent this guy.
Yes.
So I think it's Jamie who sent the assassin.
Maybe, but
Cersei was asking Jamie.
Yes, so many references are there in such case. We can doubt only.
Okay. And actually, we did not speak about one character who is with Khaleesi. This Sir Jorah. He is not a Dothraki.
Dothraki. Yeah. I think he was the king's hand. Means that Dothraki is not Dothraki. Danny's brother was his.
Varys.
Varys.
I think he is in the king's guard of the previous king, the Mad King.
And he was telling he has betrayed. The man came out.
He said he betrayed his father.
Yes.
Actually, I also have to check that one. I'm not sure about that one.
Okay. He was telling that he has betrayed his father,
and
his father is a man of honor.
About people behind the wall, like wildlings.
Wildlings.
Also, the wildlings were mentioned in the first episode also. Like after the beheading, the Stark was told like the other two were missing.
Yeah.
And Stark was assuming like the wildlings killed them.
Okay.
So now we know that there are people beyond the world.
Okay.
On the other side of the world.
Okay. I think these people may be believing that wall is the end of the world.
No, they can see that there is a world outside.
No, in the sense that living things doesn't exist beyond the wall.
Yeah.
That seems to be like that.
Most of the people, like there is an assumption that there is White Walkers and
Yeah.
there is wildlings. I think they already established that wildlings are already there.
Okay.
But no one has seen the White Walkers except these three guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if we are not also sure that those guys were hallucinating or something like that. If it's a dream or something like that.
But still, even in the dream, if two people are missing.
Actually, we were shown this shot of the three guys.
Yeah.
But actually, the other people are only seeing this one guy.
Exactly. So they can see from the story and till this episode, the characters can think that there are no White Walkers.
Yeah.
The wildlings might have killed them. But as
shown.
a spectator, we were shown.
Yeah.
So my assumption is always to look like that there are White Walkers, and that is which binds me to the other episodes, because the first 2 or 3 scenes always I am in search of the remaining sequence of the scenes, where they came from. Okay, how they are under something, because in the first scene itself it was shown that there is a dead thing on I think in front of a tree or something like that, looking like a little girl, dead little girl, and it is coming in front of that fellow. It can be assumed as a hallucination, but there are references at many points that even the elderly lady is telling a story to Bran. That they were riding dead horses.
Yes. But those were stories.
Stories. But when such stories are being told in between, we are in the impression that yes, White Walkers exist.
Okay.
I'm in the impression that White Walkers exist, and I'm after every episode I am in search of the sequence before and after that the first scene which was shown.
Okay. And we already told that Dany is pregnant.
Yeah.
And we also saw one more guy, the person who is training Arya.
Yes, the dancer.
His name is Sirio Farrell. So Arya got a trainer also.
Arya has got a trainer also now, and she's happy. And at the same time, in the last frame, Stark is hearing the the swords cling.
Yeah.
So
he's hearing voices from the war.
Or he might have been hearing voices like on a later time Arya will be fighting in the ring.
fighting in the ring.
In the ring means in the arena, in the fighting area.
Okay.
So he might be thinking like that also.
He may be. You're saying he may be worried.
He is little worried because once she comes out like a warrior or a lady warrior for the first time in their Stark house, she will go to the arena surely.
So we conclude episode 3 of season 1 here, and we will be back with episode 4 soon. So keep watching and comment below if you have any suggestions for us. Thank you.
Thank you.